During the Lunar New Year period, Hebei homeowner Mr. Zhang was met with an alarming situation while inspecting his new residence. An attempt to assess the ceiling's durability with a simple tap of a stick unexpectedly led to a cascade of stones and a considerable amount of cement detaching from the roof, highlighting serious construction issues. The slightest external force caused the wall coating to fall off, posing a danger. The inspector noted the window sills were filled with excessive foam, making them fragile and easily detachable upon touch, lacking in strength and firmness. The cement mortar layer crumbled easily when scratched, indicating a loose condition commonly called sanding by professionals and Tofu-Dreg construction by the public. The bricks inside were already crushed, falling apart upon contact. Mr. Huang, another homeowner, mentioned, "My house, which cost less than 3 million yuan to purchase and nearly 1 million yuan to decorate, showed cracks. I suspect foundational subsidence. Upon excavation, a pile of construction debris was discovered beneath." The inspector: "There are various types of construction waste found, including scrap iron, discarded insulation materials, and woven bags." Mr. Huang said, quote, "I now suspect that our entire courtyard and possibly the whole building is constructed atop construction waste." Recently, a netizen who installed windows in a residential complex posted a video on Douyin saying, "The house is fallen. Don't talk about the problem with my windows. Look at this wall. You can pull it apart with your hand. What kind of property developer are they? It's a house that costs millions, but it's a shoddy project. You guys say, should I report this property developer? There's no doubt the house will collapse. This is even a newly built community." The video garnered widespread attention, with comments suggesting that homeowners must file complaints given the poor quality that could hardly withstand minor earthquakes, highlighting the potential danger. During the Lunar New Year, while people celebrate with splendid fireworks, such activities have led to fire accidents in residential areas. On February 3rd, a loud explosion caused by fireworks created a large hole in the exterior wall of a building in a residential complex in Luoyang, Henan, with smoke and flames engulfing the night sky, causing panic among residents. An eyewitness said, quote, "The sound of the fireworks exploding was so loud that I was scared out of my mind." Residents of the community posted photos and videos of the scene on social media and made comments questioning, quote, "Is it because of the powerful fireworks or the poor quality of the house? Should the building be this shoddy? Is this wall made of paper? Can even normal grenades create such a huge hole in the wall? Are the insulation walls outside the residential buildings in the community flame retardant?" Let's watch the video below. On the night of the Lunar New Year's Eve, February 9th, in a neighborhood in Linfen County, Shaanxi Province, a netizen captured a moment where residents were setting off fireworks. When the fireworks exploded in the sky, sparks fell onto the walls of the residential buildings, instantly igniting a large fire. These two fire incidents caused by fireworks have sparked discussions on the quality of insulation materials used in walls, as they concern the safety of thousands of households. A netizen criticized in a video, "According to the regulations issued by the government, the combustion performance of exterior insulation materials for civil buildings should be of grade A and should not be lower than grade B2. Grade A refers to non-combustible building materials, while grade B2 refers to combustible building materials with some flame retardant function. Therefore, the walls of residential buildings should generally be fire resistant. Are these walls made of foam or paper? Just a fireworks spark could ignite it. How did the inspectors accept the residential complex at that time?" Other netizens commented, quote, "If a spark from a firework can ignite the exterior wall insulation layer, then if a fire breaks out in one household, it could lead to a devastating fire that engulfs an entire building, which is terrifying. Some materials, if war were to break out, the city would be a sea of flames." Some even joked, "The person who set off the fireworks is in trouble now, inadvertently uncovering a shoddy construction project. Now they're guilty." In recent years, fires in high-rise buildings caused by insulation materials or fires leading to the ignition of insulation materials have been on the rise. Around 2 p.m. on August 22, 2023, a fire broke out on the exterior wall of the New World building in Nankai District, Tianjin. The fire started on one side of the building from the bottom and spread to the rooftop in just a few minutes, with fierce flames and thick smoke rolling upwards. Fortunately, there were no casualties in the fire. On September 16, 2022, a fire occurred at the second long-distance telecommunications hub building of the China Telecom Changsha branch, located in Changsha City, Henan Province. The fire caused an external wall area of approximately 3,600 square meters and an interior area of about 400 square meters to be burned. Although there were no casualties, the fire caused a direct loss of 8 million yuan. The fire originated from a cigarette butt that wasn't fully extinguished. It set fire to flammable materials like paper, decayed and broken wood, and bamboo plywood located on the outdoor platform of the 7th floor on the building's north side. This initial blaze then spread to the building's exterior wall, specifically the aluminum plastic panel, ultimately causing the fire. Industry insiders have pointed out that some high-rise buildings were not constructed and designed according to national policies and standards. Some buildings, in an attempt to save on fire safety costs, deliberately purchased inferior insulation materials, cutting corners. Moreover, lapses in inspection and supervision, chaotic construction management, subcontracting, and unlicensed work have been prevalent. However, what's more worrying is that the ignition of insulation layers allows fires to spread uncontrollably, posing a significant threat to the building's structure. This is not merely a fire incident but a grave threat to residents' lives and property safety. Regardless of whether the building's exterior walls passed building inspection, the incidents reveal significant flaws in fire safety performance. The quote, Tofu-Dreg projects in China's construction sector are not limited to residential construction but are widespread across all engineering fields, including commercial buildings, dams, tunnels, airports, roads, and more. These shoddy projects not only waste a massive amount of social wealth but also pose a great danger to the safety of people's lives and property, hence the widespread criticism. Tofu-Dreg projects have occurred repeatedly, with various instances exposed online, including bamboo used as steel reinforcement, wooden planks for balconies, and low-grade cement, among others. Witnessing these shoddy projects is truly alarming. On January 25, 2024, a road collapse occurred on Fengcheng Third Road in Xi'an, trapping a Toyota electric car vehicle in the pit. Witnesses reported that the pit was about 20 square meters in size and about 3 meters deep. The car has been towed away and the road is under repair. Issues such as subsidence of the roadbed, potholes, and large-scale collapses of the roadbed edges have sparked widespread discussion and collective criticism among netizens. An informed citizen commented, "The road collapse was caused by cutting corners to save costs. The amount of cement used was nearly halved and the roadbed was not constructed according to specifications. The boss has connections with the officials and no one else could get the job. The quality of the road repair was unmonitored, enriching a few while disadvantaging the public. This road had collapsed before and passing vehicles have always been on edge, fearing an accident at any moment. In the past year, road collapse incidents have occurred in multiple locations across China, even resulting in casualties. On the evening of December 25, 2023, a road collapse occurred on the Jining to Fengzhen section in Inner Mongolia's Ulankab, resulting in the destruction of 4 vehicles and causing 3 deaths and 4 injuries. The video footage that circulated online showed a large area of collapse with a gap several meters long where 1 large truck and 3 smaller cars fell in. 1 tractor-trailer's cab also plunged into the gap with the vehicle hanging in mid-air. On the morning of August 3, 2023, after a day of heavy rain in Harbin, Heilongjiang Province, and other areas, part of the road foundation of the bridge near the 253 to 254 kilometer section from Mudanjiang to Harbin on the Hamu Expressway collapsed, causing 2 passing cars to fall into the collapse. 1 black car was submerged up to its hood and another white car was overturned and half submerged. Official real-time monitoring footage showed rapid water flow in the river underneath the collapsed bridge foundation. The official casualty details were not disclosed. Official media attributed the collapse of the bridge foundation to, quote, the impact of rainfall, but netizens believe the problem lies in the quality of road foundation construction. Quote, if it wasn't for the poor quality of the bridge, how could it collapse after just one heavy rain? In response to the frequent occurrences of road collapses, netizens questioned, quote, do you still dare to drive there? On January 10, 2024, Mr. Xu, a villager from Guandu village, Sichuan, reported that the construction team was using bamboo tubes instead of steel rebars while pouring the road surface. He suggested that authorities investigate. Chinese media reporters rushed to the construction site after the tip-off and found that the road was a village path where workers were still constructing. The reporter noticed that many bamboo tubes were inserted into the partially poured concrete along the approximately 1 kilometer road, but very thin steel rebars were used in the reserved road piers. The construction site denied the accusation of cutting corners, stating that the original design was exactly as such. When the reporter asked the construction workers, they said that the bamboo tubes were not meant to stabilize but to secure the boxes used for pouring concrete with wire. As for the use of thin steel rebars at the road piers, they explained that the concrete was freshly poured and had strong adhesive properties, so using thin rebars was not a problem. Netizens pointed out that steel rebars are about 5 times more expensive than bamboo. Replacing steel with bamboo tubes disregards human life. Some netizens also analyzed that bamboo, wood, paper, and plastic cannot integrate with cement. These materials will never become one with the cement, meaning that the cement above and the base layer below are separated, not only failing to reinforce but also weakening the strength. The purpose of adding bamboo likely is to cause the road to deteriorate sooner, allowing for another round of road repairs and more profits for the construction unit. Every Tofu-Dreg construction project is characterized by cutting corners and reducing costs. The use of inferior building materials is one of the main reasons for the prevalence of substandard projects. Even in self-construction projects, escaping the traps of deceitful building material manufacturers is challenging. After years of hard work, Mr. Lu from Henan saved up 300,000 yuan, planning to build a 2-story house in his hometown. Due to the significant expenses involved, Mr. Lu rigorously oversaw every aspect, conducting thorough research before starting the construction. After comparing different suppliers, Mr. Lu found a brick manufacturer known for its high-quality bricks. He even visited the brick factory in person before placing an order and took 2 sample bricks back for quality testing. The test results showed that the sample bricks remained intact and firm even after being soaked in water for several days. Feeling reassured, Mr. Lu spent over 50,000 yuan to order a batch of bricks from that factory. To supervise the construction progress, he decided to quit his job and oversee the work himself. As days passed, a 2-story house measuring about 16.5 meters in length and 12.5 meters in width gradually took shape. However, when Mr. Lu prepared to inspect the new house upon completion, he was shocked to find that the bricks piled up nearby had developed cracks and crumbled easily when pinched. Initially, Mr. Lu thought the bricks left outside might have become loose due to the exposure to the elements, but upon inspecting the walls inside, he discovered that the plaster was also falling off. He immediately sent the bricks for testing at a management department where it was found that every brick was substandard. Furious, Mr. Lu demanded compensation from the brick factory, which claimed no responsibility beyond agreeing to refund the 50,000 yuan spent on the bricks. Mr. Lu's lifetime savings of 300,000 yuan were squandered, turning his newly built house into a hazardous structure. The construction sector is also a hotbed of corruption among Chinese Communist Party (CCP) officials. According to statistics, over 90% of the major corruption cases in recent years in China were related to construction projects. In a survey on anti-corruption conducted by the Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, the construction sector was named the most corrupt among the top 5 sectors. The formation of, quote, Tofu-Dreg projects can be attributed to several factors. The formation of, quote, Tofu-Dreg projects can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, some unscrupulous builders use inferior, cheap materials to maximize profits, even knowingly using substandard materials in construction projects. Secondly, construction companies cut costs by skipping proper construction processes or ignoring standards, compromising the quality of buildings. Thirdly, collusion between officials and businessmen, with government officials taking bribes and failing to fulfill their duties in approving and supervising construction projects, allows substandard projects to pass inspection. Lastly, the CCP government covers up issues with construction quality. When accidents caused by poor construction quality occur, the government often attributes the causes to natural factors, allowing involved officials and builders to escape accountability and disregarding public safety. Even the state media of the CCP has acknowledged that corruption is the fundamental cause behind the substandard Tofu-Dreg construction projects. They compare the corruption among CCP officials to termites that consume laws, regulations, and human conscience, resulting in many construction projects being riddled with hidden risks, vulnerabilities, and a high incidence of accidents. An article published by People's Daily described the corruption behind Tofu-Dreg projects. In the field of construction, with the high value of projects, businessmen drool over the prospect of winning contracts, using money to hook up with corrupt officials. With one pushing from the stage and another aiding from behind, unscrupulous businesses and corrupt officials aim to maximize their benefits by cutting corners on building materials and design costs. As a result, Tofu-Dreg projects, short-lived buildings, and bubble projects, tainted with the stench of money and power, emerge one after another. How much darkness and vested interests are involved in Tofu-Dreg projects? Chinese writer Li Chengpeng once wrote, "There's no need to seek the truth as we all know it. The more truth you know, the more the government has to cover it up with bizarre lies." Just like the Tofu-Dreg schools in the Wenchuan earthquake, the truth and the lives of thousands of children must forever be buried under the rubble.